Welcome to 0 to 60.
I'm Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 60 Football Academy and 60 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of football.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We are at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much.
All right. 0 to 60. We're rolling.
Welcome to 0 to 60. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. It's Wednesday. Bailey's on the ones and the twos. We have a lot to talk about here today, so let's get started.
It's going to be a great show on this fine Wednesday. Lots to talk about today. The show is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts. Oh, Matt, we are here on this fine Wednesday. We got a couple of Buffs topics to talk about, some NFL draft talk to talk about, and I got a couple of things I wanted to ask you today. But how are you feeling on this fine Wednesday?
Good, man. Ready to go. Let's get this over with.
Well, let's get into it. Matt, so let's talk a little recruiting news on the Buff side here. So Colorado has offered the son of a new Colorado defensive line coach, Domata Peko. Colorado has offered a JUCO product, Domata Peko Jr., and as well as 2026 defensive lineman 3-star, Joseph Peko as well. Matt, I wanted to see what you knew about this and get your take on this. Colorado offering both the sons of new Colorado defensive line coach Domata Peko. What are your thoughts on this? Go ahead.
I don't know anything about either player, so I'll have to trust the scouting department. But, if they're Peko lineage, I'm sure they're good players. I don't know what – I think one of them's a D lineman, and I don't know what the other one is. But, yeah, I mean, look, they're hard to get an offer out of. So you get an offer from CU these days, it's like getting an offer from, one of the top dogs in the country. So now they need to recruit that way, and I'm just bringing this up, but for example, not to just talk shit, but just to give an example, like Deacon Schmidt is in Windsor and hasn't met with Coach Prime yet, but he's offered by CU. But he's going on like Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Oklahoma official visits.
Right.
So I understand Coach Prime doesn't need to go to the high schools, but we probably need to meet the guys that we're offering. Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure that FaceTime comes involved, but it just in this era of recruiting, I still think relationships are important, and this is a father-son relationship, so I'm sure it'll work out.
And going back on what you're talking about, Deacon Schmidt having not having met with Coach Prime, but being offered, does that raise any concern from you and where you're at?
No, Coach Prime doesn't coach the O-line.
I hear you, but just from a recruiting aspect, that doesn't raise any alarms or nothing?
No alarms, not in today's era.
Absolutely.
It's just kind of what it is.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, Domata Peko Jr., I believe, comes from Ventura College, JUCO in California, and obviously a defensive lineman, more of an edge player. And Big Joe Peko seems to be more of an interior defensive lineman as well. So Colorado has now offered both sons of a new Colorado defensive line coach, Domata Peko. We will stay tuned to the recruitment of both these players and give an update and see if that ends up coming to fruition and they end up choosing the Buffs. But Domata Peko obviously responded to his son's post, getting offered on Twitter. Domata says, "Congratulations, let's go Buffs. Proud of you, let's go." So interesting developments. We'll see how this transpires in the future. But Colorado has offered both sons of new Colorado defensive line coach Domata Peko. Matt, let's get into it here. So this is something that I think you'll actually have some insight on. Yesterday, a story broke, and this ended up being huge news. I covered it on my show with Coach Leroy Frederick Alcorn State assistant head coach. But Cecil Lammey of Denver's 104.3 The Fan put out the story saying, league sources tell me 4-time Super Bowl champion tight end Rob Gronkowski is considering a return to the NFL. And he also says he worked with Sean Payton at Fox and I'm told he loves Denver and Bo Nix. Now, Ian Rappaport and several other sources have come out and said that this is bullshit. Matt, what are your thoughts on this? Do you know Cecil Lammey? Do you have any thoughts on this report? Just the whole situation. Go ahead.
I know Cecil. I don't anticipate Cecil just making some shit up.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because I'm pretty sure Phil Lindsay works for the same company. No,
he does. Look, I don't know anything about this because it came out of left field.
Mm-hmm.
Cecil's reporting it and everyone's denying it at the same time. So I don't know. Maybe he got fed some bad information. He's at the combine. Everybody's fucking pissed drunk every night partying at the combine. I'm sure somebody said some dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
And Cecil reported it because he's a reporter and that's what reporters do. So hypothetically, do I think a 36-year-old Gronk could help Denver?
Probably.
I mean, I don't know. Probably. He looked pretty good the last time he played. He scored 2 touchdowns, had over 100 yards receiving in the Super Bowl the last time he played the game. So I don't think he just forgot how to play tight end. But why? Like, do you want to go back to, no offense to Denver, but like I know people in Denver think that they're like 2 or 3 players away from the Super Bowl. But I mean, I think they'll be good and make the playoffs, but 2 or 3 players away from the Super Bowl, and one of those players is Gronk. What? So, yeah, I mean, if they want to sign him and throw him, I mean, it works, cool, but it could easily just be a total disaster and scam too. So, I don't know, man. There's so much bullshit these days. You just make shit up and put it on Twitter, and everybody runs with it. So, yeah, I guess this would be cool. We'll have the fucking all-geriatric team in Denver. We'll sign Taysom Hill. He's 35. We'll get Gronkowski.
Coming off a major injury. Yeah.
Might as well just fucking like see if Antonio Brown can come up with CTE heaven. Fuck it, man. We can go like resurrect the career of fucking Tom Brady. Fuck it. Might as well knock on his door too. Then you get Tom and Gronk together. Oh, but he's the owner of the Raiders, so that's gonna be pretty tough. Yeah, it's all this like hypothetical sources confirmed that Rob Gronkowski's kind of pump brakes, homie.
Yeah, and I was reporting that yesterday with Coach Fred, and I'm like, Fred immediately called out like, I think it's some bullshit. I was like, well, I don't think 104.3 is necessarily a bullshit publication or place to work for. So I was like, there's got to be something to it. But Ian Rappaport and several actual league sources have come out and said it's bullshit. Kind of squashed this. And so I haven't really heard.
Good at his job. He does a good job. Cecil's an excellent radio guy and really is informed, but I think maybe he may have overstepped on this one a touch. And that's okay. Just walk it back, dog. Just walk it back and say, I was having drinks with the GM of the Giants, and he's fucking an absolute moron, and I got hammered with him, and he came up with some conspiracy theory, and I thought it was real, and I'm sorry. I'll never hang out with that idiot again.
Yeah. Interesting report.
The best. Especially against us. When he rushes against us, we want him to go for 200 plus. What a fucking douchebag.
Jeez. Yeah, interesting report from Cecil Lammey. I don't think Gronk is going to come back. But
why would he?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he got a lot of different revenue streams going.
Much money on the fucking TV. He just do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to play anymore. I know playing is fun, but shit, man. After a while, it becomes pretty like, okay, I'm not real excited about bashing my head against this human being again today for some money that I already have. Why? If I was Gronk, I would just keep doing what I'm doing, and everybody loves you, and you're like a fucking like an American icon for the dumb athlete. Like you are the poster boy for the stupid athlete, and it's working. So keep fucking playing that fiddle, homie.
The poster boy for the stupid athlete.
He's not a fucking big dummy.
Oh yeah, he definitely. I thought that
Well,
hilarious.
I'm not saying,
phrase that.
I'm saying he's dumb. He's playing a role. There's plenty of people that make you think they're dumb that are really, really, really smart.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Gronk's won 4 Super Bowls. The reason, and I don't think he's coming back, obviously, but this is what I said to Coach Fred yesterday. Gronk's got 92 total touchdowns. He's 8 away from 100 touchdowns. Only motivation I could possibly think of for him to come back is that, I guess. Like, he's got everything that you could want as a player. It is what it is. Well, Matt,
I would bet you if you asked him seriously how many catches he had total, he probably doesn't even fucking know.
Yeah, you're probably right. Exactly.
I don't know. A lot. Fuck, I got 4 Super Bowls. It was fun. He doesn't give a shit.
Exactly. Well, Matt, let's move forward here. I got something to show you, a video that's it's going viral, so to speak, on Twitter and social media, and it's of Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola. Take a look. I can't play the full music because we'll get flagged, but there's a TikTok of Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola that is going viral on Twitter and other social media platforms. And I wanted to just show Matt and see if Matt had any reaction to it or any thoughts of it. Go ahead, Matt. Anything to say?
So I understand this generation is different. I get it. One of the main things I tell all the guys that I work with, and none of them are like 5-star quarterbacks like this fatty, but a lot of them are really good play. He's not fat. He was like a guard last year at the end of the season.
He's a fit quarterback. I'll say that.
He's the new hefty righty, Jared Lorenzen 2.0 in Lincoln. Lincoln Lorenzen, that's his new name. Lincoln Lorenzen. I would discourage this on every level humanly possible as a man and as a world-class athlete that wants to go get paid and be taken seriously. Mm-hmm. You and your buddy here look like a couple of fucking idiots. You're not even a good dancer. And you don't like, and the other thing is, as a man, that's not a beautiful blonde with big tits and an ass that tastes like vanilla ice cream. So I have no desire to watch any of this.
Right.
Exactly. I just tell my guys all the time, like, if you got time to choreograph a fucking dance, put it on TikTok with your fucking buddy. And you got time to do something else with your buddy too. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So the chat can run with it. So I could be talking about a variety of different things. You don't get to tell me what I was talking about. You guys come up with what I was saying. But I think this is a bad move and a bad look, and he is as awkward there dancing as he is awkward playing quarterback. So yeah, not cool. And look, the Nebraska folks, all the Cornhusker faithful, all the like traditional old school Cornhusker folks, that's your quarterback, At least my quarterback can spit bars and fucking throw the ball down the field 4,000 yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, facts.
My quarterback's got swag and is going in the top 5. Your quarterback's got fucking cankles and wouldn't go in the top 150. So the Lincoln Lorenzen is over here,
so bad.
yucking it up, old dance-a-thon, and that's cool, man. That's cool. But again, like I said, if you have time to choreograph a TikTok dance and record it with your fucking buddy, you probably got a lot of other time to do stuff with your buddy. And that's cool. That's cool.
Right. Keith in the chat here, shout out to Keith for being a member of the Dungeon family, raises a great point that I want Matt to answer on. If that was Shedeur and Travis, the hate would shut down the internet. Matt, what would the reaction be if that was Shedeur and Travis? Which it wouldn't be, I don't think, but
Shedeur doesn't do anything unless he's getting paid, which I respect.
Yeah, right.
It's like the Joker says, I say in the Cameo commercial. Cameo is a real piece of shit, by the way. Nothing that people pay for that. But if you're good at something, never do it for free. And Travis and I don't think Travis and Shedeur would be doing that kind of shit. Now, Travis might dance in like a fucking koala uniform or some shit.
Yeah, he would do that. Yeah.
There's just something about your quarterback doing it. That's all I'm saying. And look, I understand that Shedeur raps and he's an artist. That's different. That's different than jerking off left-handed on TikTok and acting like it's a job. The only dance Shedeur is doing is the fucking prime time in the end zone after he scores.
Right. Yeah, and I don't think rapping is this. I mean, no.
For a second, I thought that was Jackson Mahomes.
It does look like Jackson Mahomes. That's right. And Rayola gonna have to adjust his haircut now, I think, because I don't know. You saw Patty Mahomes cut his mohawk off. He got rid of the mohawk bald fade. Now he's got some other.
So I had a parent come in the other day, almost 60 years old, with a full like Static X mohawk. Like I'm talking. You know who Static X is? You young son of a bitch. Find the lead singer of Static X. I'm telling you, like up to here, like fucking. Jesus. It's been macrame to say the least. Oh, at what age? And he's the parent of a client, and like the kid's trying to sign up, and they didn't, shockingly. At what age is a mohawk, and what kind of mohawk is not acceptable? Because I like Coach Sapp's mohawk, and he's an old head.
Yeah,
but it's small, right? It's a small Mr. T.
A strip. Yeah,
it's not a fucking like. It's not a thin. That's what it looked like. That's what he looked like. He walked in looking like that. And I swear to fucking God, that's exactly what he looked like when he walked in.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, what what's with your hair, dog? And how long did it take to put that much fucking gel in your hair? Like, I respect it, I guess, but I also am a little worried. That's a red flag. So at what point is looking like that? When can you not get away with that if you're not the dude from Static X?
Yeah, like what age? What age? Like,
I mean, Static X rocks, but fuck, man. I mean, you can't just walk. I also like Rob Zombie. I don't walk around looking like Rob all day. That would take off. That would be exhausting.
You said how old was this parent, Matt? Like older?
He's like at least 55, 60 probably.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
It was interesting. I agree.
Wow.
I don't know.
Maybe a little.
I took him seriously. I tried to take him seriously. The kid wanted to sign up, and then I think what happened is we were in there for like an hour talking shop and doing the consult. And my consults are a little different. Like there's no prices online. You have to sell me essentially on who you are if I'm going to open up the doors 6-0 and let you in. Because I can't stand turds, and I'm not trying to motivate pieces of shit to get out of bed. And like, you can be a great player on the field, but be an absolute cancer off the field. I want to figure that out. So I don't invite you into the sanctuary where everybody's trying to work.
Right.
But I think they saw the 10 o'clock group walk in, and it was like Deacon, Reese, Nick, Moon, Phoenix, Evan, like all the D-line men, like fucking 6'8", West, who's 12. Like all these big motherfuckers walk in, the kid's like, ooh. And I'm like, yeah, you're not the big dick anymore here. You're just another cock in the group, bro. And, it's intimidating as shit for some guys. It is just straight intimidating. So I hope the kid comes back. But at the same time, if you are too intimidated to come work at 6-0 in Colorado, if you're a big guy in Colorado and you're not in that room, eventually someone's going to ask you why. And you should have a good answer. Because it shouldn't be, oh, I don't need it. No. You're probably scared of being on film and losing. Because you're going to lose in my place. You're going to get beat. And some guys just can't handle that shit. And that's okay. You don't have to be the most successful guy to go to 6-0. It doesn't have to be like that. But we do have quite a track record.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And yes, I'm a dick and I yell at people and blah, 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 all that soft bullshit that you guys fall into. But it's one of the reasons why everybody I work with is so fucking hardcore and succeeds is because I've instilled in them at a young age that they can fucking deal with anything. It's all discomfort, not pain. The guy's not yelling at you. He's coaching you hard. It's a bad word. You're going to be okay. Like we don't need to have a fucking prayer group every time somebody says something disrespectful. So, yeah, but it is what it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let's move forward, Matt. Let's talk more Colorado and the NFL scouting combine. So Shedeur has arrived at the scouting combine. Here he is with Cam Ward. And obviously he made headlines upon headlines this week as he is not throwing in the combine, and he's waiting for his pro day at Colorado to throw in the combine. Now, Coach Prime on Twitter today actually responded to one of the people who had something to say about Shedeur not throwing at the scouting combine. And here's what that person said. That person said to Coach Prime in a reply, he said, "You should be embarrassed to have your son Shedeur not throw at the combine. He'll never amount to anything, and you should be dissatisfied." Now, Coach Prime responded to this on Twitter, and his response was this: "God is so good to me and all my kids. I pray you feel the same feeling that I'm experiencing with your kids. I'm praying for you, my man. God bless you."
Leave that there. I'm going to give you the real, he's a Christian and he doesn't curse, and I respect the fuck out of Coach Prime, but I'm going to give you the non-Christian atheist version of this response.
Go ahead.
Shut up, bitch.
Right. Yeah. Well said.
Do you even know who your kids are? God blesses me. Who are you?
Right. Exactly.
And again, shut up, bitch. Look, Chase prophecy. This is what I was talking about on Monday. It's not just evaluation, homie. It's jealousy. It's grown ass man fucking jealousy of a kid going to the NFL.
Yeah.
You hate him because you ain't him. You don't have real swag. You're not in the family. You're not in the group. You really want to be, but you're just not there. And no one gives a fuck about your opinion, and he should be embarrassed. So all the other guys that aren't working out, which is damn near half the first round, they should all be embarrassed too. Their parents should get attacked.
Yeah, I thought
I'll put some respect on Coach Prime's name. Don't talk to him like he's some guy. He's not. This is the beauty of Twitter and comments, the comment section over here, and the Twitter pages and Instagram and TikTok and all these digital tough guy platforms where all these fucking trolls, let's be real, all these fucking trolls can sit back and act like they have, fighting skills and they're the next guy on Street Fighter and they're going to kick everyone's ass and their opinion is fucking incredible. And even guys like Deion Sanders, what the fuck does he know? And Shedeur can't play quarterback. I don't know shit. Fucking Tom Brady sucks. Patrick Mahomes is terrible. It's the same. It's the same redundant fucking stupid narrative, right? Social media has become this platform, and it has been for a long time, where telephone tough guys are rampant.
That's true.
And it's fucking exhausting, dog. Yeah, we know we know that you're better and smarter than everyone. We get it. Good talk. But Shedeur's not embarrassing anybody. He's about to go top 5, maybe 6th. Maybe get traded up for and go number 1. We don't know. There's nothing embarrassing about that. And I don't think he's going to embarrass his family. He's never done that before. He's a pretty calm and collected dude.
I thought this comment was extremely ridiculous. Embarrassed to have your son Shedeur not throw the comment, especially this last part where he'll never amount to anything and you should be dissatisfied. I don't think Coach Prime is dissatisfied at all after the season Shedeur just had. And for Shedeur's about to be top 10 pick, so I wouldn't,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I seem frustrated because I seem frustrated. I am frustrated. There's not seeming. What the fuck? These are facts.
Well, because this tweet is obviously bullshit. There's no way in hell he's gonna
Why can you respond to his ass? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just think Prime's response is great, and in Coach Prime fashion. And Matt, I think your translation
is the Christian way of telling you to go fuck yourself.
Right, exactly. I think Matt,
go fuck yourself.
Exactly. Well, Matt, I got to ask you, and this may be a tough question here. Shedeur's not throwing at the combine. We know that. We know that already. Now I got to ask you, do you think that has any effect on his draft status? Do you think that
No.
he could fall because of this? No shot?
Cam Ward's not throwing.
Mm-hmm.
Homeboy, the defensive end's not working out. Gentry's not working out. They don't need to work out. They're solidified top 10 draft picks. You don't need to see anything else.
You're right. I'm saying positionally wise.
No, I don't think
1 to 7. You don't see that affecting it at all?
I don't. No. If he falls, it's because somebody doesn't, because GMs either don't like him. It's not because he didn't work out at the combine, guys. That might be one of the narratives that's thrown out there by lazy motherfuckers, but I think it's ridiculous.
Well, I personally think that Tennessee would be crazy not to draft him at 1 just because of the fit. After Tennessee, it's going to be interesting because I don't know if Cleveland's going to draft a quarterback. Daboll might be a great fit. Obviously, New England, Jacksonville not going to draft a quarterback. Personally, I don't think the Raiders are going to draft a quarterback with all the defensive talent that's coming out this year. I think the Jets are seriously a team to watch. And shout out to Julio Peter. But I think the Jets are a team to watch. Mel Kiper it's not going to sit here and give Mel Kiper credit like crazy, but Mel Kiper put out a mock draft and he has Shedeur falling to 7, which personally is something I could actually see. I don't think there's anybody that's solidified to go number 1 through 5 with the exception of Travis Hunter. I think if Travis Hunter falls past 4, that the NFL is a serious evaluation problem. There's no way in hell Travis should fall. If anything, he is the generational talent that should be at the top of that list. Him, and then you could argue Abdul Carter fall right behind him as well. But Matt, if Shedeur were to land at 7 to your Jets, how would that make you feel? I know, but they got a new head coach in Aaron Glenn. Improving offensive line, I think, with the young left tackle that I think could be good for Shedeur. Matt, if Shedeur falls to pick 7 to your New York Jets, how would that make you feel? What were your thoughts on that? Go ahead.
I would sit out and try and get traded.
Fuck. Seriously?
Yeah, bro. Come on, man. My Jets are a dumpster fire. They fuck everything up, man. They can't do anything right. They can't draft quarterbacks. They can't draft offensive linemen. Mekhi Beckham couldn't stay on the field for one fucking snap. He goes to Philadelphia, plays every snap, wins the Super Bowl. Like the Jets are a walking joke. I do not want Shedeur Sanders going to the Jets. They're just going to fuck that up too. I guarantee you they fuck it up 100%.
Okay, so if you had to pick on a rating, who would fuck it up more per
Jets.
se? Over the Browns? Seriously?
Yes, bro. Think about this. The Browns have never been to the Super Bowl. The Jets had to literally sell their soul. Joe Namath had to make a deal with the devil. Say, here, devil, here's my soul. Give me the Super Bowl. And it was fixed. Super Bowl 3 was on 100% fixed. 100%. Earl Moreau, the quarterback from the Colts, had 5 fucking turnovers in the first half, throwing the ball into triple coverage and shit. Homeboy owed the Mafia tons of fucking money. Had hookers on layaway. I only know one other guy like that, and he's in federal prison. So, just saying.
Right. Okay.
See how we went from pick 7 to hookers on layaway? That's how the old duder's head works. Shit just fucking goes out left field, dog. I can't really fucking.
I'm not arguing with it. I hear where you're coming from. Absolutely.
Okay. As a fan that didn't play for the team and doesn't know how much of a dumpster fire they are, of course I would love the Jets to pick Shedeur. That would be awesome. But then he's going to get picked by him, and he actually has to go play for him. And they're just such a disaster, bro. They're always a disaster. Always. Always. They fuck up everyone. They can't sign any good free. They sign a free agent, and that guy's good. Then he plays for the team, and he sucks. Sucks. C.J. Mosley is one of the best middle linebackers in football. He goes to the Jets, and he's just average. But he's really good, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Quentin Williams is a fucking stud. Doesn't matter. We suck still.
Well, I thought your Jets had a lot.
Awesome. Doesn't matter. We suck still. We get Aaron Rodgers. Suck.
You guys get Jermaine Johnson back next year. JB's guy, who I know is a hell of a talent.
He's a great player too. It won't fucking matter, dog. It don't matter.
Now I gotta ask you.
They got weapons everywhere. Good defensive players suck.
Even worse than Cleveland, who traded the only quarterback for them to win a playoff game in the last fucking what? Like they traded Baker. Like I get it. Oh man,
the Jets are the worst organization in the NFL, hands down. It's not even close. Keep in mind that when you say the Browns, I think of the Ravens.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I do not think the Browns are the worst franchise. I think the Browns moved to fucking Baltimore and started winning Super Bowls and shit. I think the new Browns, why they didn't just fucking start over, I'll never know. But they decided to resurrect a big piece of shit stadium by the mistake by the lake in Cleveland again and call them the Turds, and it didn't work. So the new Browns are a complete disaster. Yeah, of course. The old Browns are not.
Yeah, that's a great point. Well, shit. I personally think Tennessee should definitely take a flyer at Shedeur or Travis. But if I had to make a prediction right now, I think Shedeur falls to 7 to your Jets. That's my prediction. I think so. I
don't think it's by the Raiders personally, but that is also me just saying that because I want him in the AFC West.
Yeah, that would be – I mean, that division is going to be ridiculous next year. I think Pete Carroll and the Raiders are going to be legit. I think there's too many defensive guys for Pete Carroll to go and grab that. I don't see them taking a quarterback with that 6th pick. I think that they're going to get one of the cats from Michigan, like I've been saying the last few weeks, either Mason Graham or the DB. But interesting nonetheless.
Again, guys, there's so much put into the first round, and so many of these guys are not going to be the generational game changer that changes the course of the franchise. It could be the 4th round pick, or Max Crosby in the 6th, or Brady in the 6th, or an undrafted fucking guy that just comes out of nowhere and all of a sudden he's your best player. Football is a grunt sport where we can actually hash the shit out on the field, and it's why I love it so much. So there's got to be – I wish that I would have so much more respect for the NFL and for ESPN specifically, because I've been to the Combine many times and seen the way they grade, seen the way that they focus attention on certain guys and don't give attention to others that are great players. I'd have so much more respect if they actually broke down the other 5-6 rounds of the draft from 2 to 7.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, I think so much of the evaluation, and one of the reasons why I try not to watch ESPN a whole lot or watch other shows is because I don't like having my opinion skewed by somebody else that I just heard some shit. I'm like, I'm going to fucking regurgitate that one.
Great point, Matt.
So much of the first round jargon is this guy's opinion over here, but I heard it and I'm going to say it in a different way on this station. And then this guy hears it and he takes it to the TV and he takes it to social media. And it's the same stupid narrative that just gets regurgitated. And it's not original. It's not an original evaluation of the player, which is one of the reasons why so many of these evaluators are so goddamn dead wrong when it comes down to fucking draft day, because I know this for a fact that fucking GMs and scouts intentionally saturate the media pool with misinformation because they know the misinformation is going to run fucking wild, and it may help. It may help a situation where you have. Remember a couple of years ago when Jalen Reagor went above Justin Jefferson?
Yeah.
Well, remember when it happened and all the Eagle guys were like, or all the Viking guys were like, holy fucking shit, they just took Jalen Reagor. I guess that worked. And they're in the background talking about how like all the shit they put out may have contributed to them taking Reagor from TCU over Justin Jefferson from LSU, which is fucking insanity.
Right.
What we know now. But Reagor was a nice college player. But when he got to the NFL, the lights were just too bright, bro. So, look, has to be a grain of salt taken. The second rounder is just as important as your first rounder, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys, second round draft picks, are just as good of players that just fell out of the first round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, Stephen Harris is in here killing it. What up, Steve? We got to get Steve on the fucking show, man.
But yeah, Matt, that is well said.
Good job, Steve. We'll talk about when we can get you on the show, homie.
Absolutely. But Matt, that is very well said of you. That's facts. The way people in higher management, NFL front offices manipulate the media, And that's not just them, too. Like everybody.
Did you see? And I'm not talking shit, but I am at the same time. And I hate that I have to like look at something and make a judgment off of it. I really don't like doing that. Mm-hmm. But when they paraded the Jaguars GM up there, he looks like he's fucking 12 years old.
James Gladstone, yeah.
How old is that cat, dog?
34.
Okay. I'm not saying he can't be a great GM at 34, but dude, fuck. You look like you just left a boy band, homie.
Yeah, that's true.
And you want there needs to be a little bit of gruff and grit behind somebody who want me to take him seriously. And homeboy looks like he's like just got done doing a facial.
Yeah, so that is the new Jaguars' new general manager. His name's James Gladstone. They hired him,
what's his resume? Do you know?
I can actually pull up his resume. Give me a couple minutes here because we broke down his resume this morning on Coach. What I do know is he was. I have
a problem with it too because I was like, "Who the fuck is this kid?"
Well, before I bring up his resume, I'm going to show James Gladstone. This is the new general manager of the Jacksonville Jaguars. They just hired him probably last week, I believe. And he was at the NFL Scouting Combine yesterday, and he talked about how we haven't seen the best from Trevor Lawrence. And this video is actually making headwaves and headlines all over social media. Take a listen to this.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen the best of Trevor. I'm really excited for Liam to get a chance to work with him, support him, and really bring the tools that he has in his arsenal to life. And I think it starts by the protection, right? Making sure that he feels like he's got as much time to work with as possible, and also that he's comfortable with the pass catchers. And so I think through that lens, he's going to feel that change in both the operation schematically and then the personnel that we invited in the building.
Wow. Matt, what is your reaction to that? Do you think we haven't seen the best of Trevor Lawrence? Do you agree or disagree?
Well, I hope we haven't seen the fucking best of Trevor Lawrence because he's been shitty.
Right.
I'd like to think that Jacksonville can figure this out. That division's terrible. They can figure out a way to compete with Houston. You might get in the playoffs and host playoff game. What I'm saying is, dude, it looks like he's 12.
Oh, yeah.
Like he looks like he's trying to grow a mustache, but that shit ain't filling in. Like, dog, there's got to be something they can do about this. The fucking flock of seagulls over here is running your goddamn team.
So here is James Gladstone's resume.
I'm so mad at myself right now. I'm 43. You're telling me all I had to do was go into a scouting department, kiss the right asses, and I could have been a GM of the fucking Jaguars? Does Shad Khan not have a fucking clue what's going on in his organization? He's running it like he runs the wrestling federation he fucking owns.
I have no comment on the way he's running the organization, but that's a great point, Matt. Here's what I'll say about James Gladstone. His resume, his education comes from Westminster College, which I want to say is a D3. He has a bachelor's in education, a master's in education administration. He was a two-time captain of the football team at Westminster. He has Athlete of the Year honors, and he was named to the BSN All-American team as a wide receiver. And his NFL resume he's a Sean McVay disciple. He comes from, I believe, his tree technically. He started in 2016 as the senior assistant to the general manager, which is damn. In 2018, he was promoted to senior assistant to the general manager and player personnel coordinator. Then he became the director of scouting strategy for the Rams. And during this time with the Rams won 4 NFC West division titles, appeared in the postseason 6 times, and won the Super Bowl. What are your thoughts?
Look, I'm not going to hate on the kid. He's obviously climbed the ladder. Sirianni was a D3 football player and a good wide receiver, and he just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But there's just the optics are
optics are horrific.
He's getting crushed from an optics standpoint. Like, you need to grow a beard or, like, I don't know, slick your hair straight back like Pat Riley or start smoking cigarettes or, like, go get in, like, some scandal with a hooker or some shit so people can be like, oh, well, he's man. He's all man. That's something. Fuck, do something. But, yeah, he looks like a 12-year-old running fantasy football, and if it works, then cool. But if it doesn't, then I think they could probably get a little blowback. I don't know.
Here's what I would say to this. It's who you know, not what you know in certain times. But he was hired by, the Jaguars. The Jaguars seem to be hiring a lot of former Rams and McVay.
Yeah, Sean McVay's no dummy, bro. And he's a young cat too. So
yeah, Sean is 38.
Kid is real fucking smart.
Yeah, and they just hired Shane Waldron, who came from the McVay disciple. They hired Liam Cohen, who used to coach for the Rams as well. And then they hired Gladstone as their general manager. So the Jaguars seems to be taking a book out of McVay and the Rams, page out of McVay and the Rams book, so to speak, and hiring all these former, McVay disciples.
Pretty cool. 34 years old, being a GM. He's obviously done something right. So even though he looks like a Hitler youth, he'll get over it.
Hitler youth. God.
That's dog. It's got fucking mustache and a super hard comb over.
Shit. Well, shout out to James Gladstone for being hired as the Jaguars' next general manager. He seems very optimistic about the future of the Jags with Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. So it's definitely something to note.
You better feel something because you paid the fuck out of that kid.
Oh yeah, that is definitely. Well, Matt, last thing we're gonna discuss here before we get out of here on this fine Wednesday. If you're watching, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and become a member of the Dungeon family. Matt, I have a question for you. If you had to break down Travis Hunter's NFL comparison, who would that be and why? I'll let you go first. Go ahead. And this is tough because it could be you could argue a receiver, you could argue a DB.
I'm going to say Justin Jefferson on offense, and I'm going to say I'm going to say Stephon Gilmore on defense.
Now, okay, I really like that, especially the Justin Jefferson one. If you had to pick like a receiver right now, I think absolutely. Travis is so electric with the ball in his hands, and I feel like we didn't get to see Travis return. I think he could definitely be a specialist return.
Well, that would be awesome.
We talked about that with Bucky.
That would be so cool.
Coach Fred brought this up. Well, actually, before I bring up Coach Fred's comparison from him, here's a comparison I have from him on offense. And Coach Fred kind of clapped back on me about this a little bit. And I know Stephen Harris is probably not going to like this or might like this. Percy Harvin. Any thoughts on that comparison?
I mean, first of all, Percy was fucking super electric. Unbelievable.
He was electric as shit.
No, like, just one of the fastest, most twitchiest. Him and who was the fucking dude that played at West Virginia? He played for a while in the league, but not.
Tavon Austin?
Tavon Austin.
Yeah.
Tavon, Percy, guys like that were just like, he has the ball now. Now he's going to fucking score. So, I mean, I don't know if I'd necessarily put Percy's kind of squatty and compacted. Travis is really tall and long. I don't know if I compare the two, maybe from a playmaking standpoint.
Yeah, that's kind of my direction.
Like, they both make plays, but I don't know if I'd be, I like the Charles Woodson comparison in the chat. I think C. Wood is a really good one. Champ Bailey, obviously. I didn't even notice that was his face behind him. I like Champ comparison. Personally, I think Travis is an enigma, bro. I don't think you can really compare him to anybody. So I think Travis is going to be the one compared to, not compared with, if that makes sense. But, yeah, I mean, look, when you have electric, like Percy Harvin's the type of guy that I put in the same category as Tavon Austin, as Devin Hester, guys like Brian, old school Brian Mitchell, who should be in the Hall of Fame, that did just about everything, like guys that could literally – just all you have to do is find a way to get him the fucking ball, and it is over. You're not fucking catching him. So, Percy could line up at running back, slot, kick returner, punt returner. Remember that fucking kickoff he took back in the Super Bowl to open up the second half against the Broncos to the fucking house. So, it's crazy how. Yeah, Steven's in the fucking chat, but it's crazy just how loaded some of those Florida teams were, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Holy fucking God.
All kinds of athletes.
Like, here's a good question, and maybe Steve can get in and answer it. So my sophomore year was 01. My senior year was 04. I think his senior year was 06 when they won the Natty against Ohio State. Was the 06 Florida team better than the 01 Miami team?
Oh, Stephen Harris, let us know in the chat.
I'm not saying that CU would have beat the 01 Miami team. I'm not that dumb. But we should have played it over Nebraska. We beat Nebraska by 30. They didn't even win the division. We won the Big 12. We should have been playing for the Natty. Or Oregon, who beat us in the Fiesta Bowl, should have been playing for the Natty. One of the two. I'm just saying, like, I think the best college football team I've seen in a long time is the 05 Texas team. But the 01 Miami team was something different. But so was that 06 fucking Florida team was, like, stacked to the fucking ceiling with dudes everywhere. So, I don't know, man. 01 Miami or 06 Florida?
Well, man, while we wait for
I'm pretty sure it was 06 Florida.
While we wait for Stephen Harris, let me throw this name at you. And I thought about this name. Coach Fred threw this name out yesterday.
2019 clears them all. LSU, huh? You think the LSU I don't think LSU's defense.
Yeah,
their offense was.
I think it's a little recency bias.
Team.
I don't know. I think that's recency bias. I don't agree. Torque Lewis. What about Patrick Peterson?
Bad man. God, he's such a good player, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, but again, Travis is so unique that I'm so eager to see what he does in the NFL and how he matches up and the plays he makes. I wouldn't be surprised if opening day he takes pick to the house and a fucking a touchdown to the house.
Shit.
And then wherever he's playing, the fucking top is going to literally blow off the stadium. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It's really hard to compare Travis Hunter to anybody.
Yeah, that's very true. Travis Hunter, if anything, he's a unicorn. And so who ends up drafting him, I think he's gonna really we're gonna be talking about Travis,
Probably,
Friday.
Steve. Probably.
Well, there you have it from Stephen Harris. Yeah, I think Travis about to put on some numbers in this scouting combine, and I can't wait to see what he does. I just think he's going to put on a show. He isn't sitting out. I'm excited to see what we get from Travis this week. But interesting, Matt. Great show on this fine Wednesday. We broke down Colorado offering both the Domata Pecco's kids, Joseph Pecco and Domata Pecco Jr. We also broke down Coach Prime responding to some of these Twitter gurus who say Shedeur not throwing at the combine is disgraceful and horrible, and he's a diva and all this shit. So Coach Prime responded to that. We also broke down new Jaguars general manager James Gladstone's resume and his comments on Trevor Lawrence, saying we haven't seen the best of him, and so much more. Great show. Matt, any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
No, man, we'll be back on Friday, 1:00. We'll get some guests eventually, but it is the off season, so everybody will try to remember that. People are pretty busy. Yeah, good show. Everybody have a good week. We'll be back on Friday with whatever the fuck is going on out in the world. It'll be fun.
Yeah, we will be back on Friday here on 0 to 60 Bus with all kinds of combine news, recruiting news, lots to talk about. I think we're definitely going to see some updates in the next few days. But to all those watching, I appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and become a member of the Dungeon family today. I appreciate you. We will be back here on Friday. I will be live tomorrow with the main man, Jeff Nadeau. Going to talk a little Justin Tucker. Yeah, Meatball. I got my guy Jeff Nadeau. I don't know how Matt feels about Nadeau, but I got Jeff going to come on. He's going to break down the truth of the Justin Tucker allegations, because I think the more that comes out, the more alarming shit that keeps happening.
Justin Tucker's not really getting rub and tugs every 5 minutes, or he is?
Oh, I think he definitely is, Matt.
Yeah, fucking A.
Yeah, and I think they're going to probably cut him, but Jeff and I are going to break that down.
You think Justin Tucker's getting his dick pulled more than Deshaun Watson did? That's a lot, dude. That's a whole lot of dick.
Yeah, that's a lot. God, that's a tough comparison. Oh, shit. And they play in the same division now.
Who's the bigger pederast?
This is horrible. Oh, man. I don't know, man. I think they're going to cut him. I think that, he's definitely going to get, like social media will kill him like they did Deshaun. If the people who had all that energy towards Deshaun don't go after Justin Tucker in the same way.
It's cool if white guys get jerked off for fucking money, right? Robert Kraft got jerked off for money. No one seemed to care.
Yeah, Justin Tucker. He's not.
What the fuck is going on in the world? First of all, if you're one of these guys that has status and you need to pay for pussy, you have no mouthpiece. Like, dog, why would you ever in the history of the world pay for vagina? All you have to do is talk. Just talk. And if they say no, move to her friend. And if she says no, move to the other one.
Move to her friend.
What the fuck are we talking about? Did you get disgruntled when she said no? Who gives a fuck if she said no? Move on to the next bitch. Come on, dog. If you have to pay for pussy, if you really need to go, I've got great tension in my shoulders. By the way, could you drop my towel? Could you jerk me off? What? And you're going to get in trouble for something you can do by yourself? Probably better than old fucking Raiden over there at the goddamn rub and tug.
Wow.
Does she fucking pop off her hat and go, I summon thee? Fucking lightning comes down. She's like, Raiden wins. Ah!
You are insane, dog. God damn. But I think you also give some great advice there at the beginning.
Hold on, High Life. I got fucking game, homie. I can sell a ketchup pot to sip. See, I fucked it up.
But hardcore facts, just like Stephen Harris said in the chat. But Matt, you are hilarious, dog. Great show on this fine Wednesday.
Draft is the big one first, and then the skinny one will get jealous.
Interesting advice there, Matt. Well, we'll be back on Friday. Scouting news. I think, Travis Hunter. We're going to talk a little recruiting and so much more. And I'll be on with Jeff Nader tomorrow to break down the Justin Tucker situation, what's going to happen. Big Dom DeSandro seems to be on the
guys in the league are doing this.
Matt, he's like.
Are you telling me every time I drive by a Chinese fucking rub and tug that they're actually rub and tugging in there? You know how awkward I would feel if I walked in there and I was like, now what the fuck?
You walk in there and you're like, you just say, you probably don't even have to say that. You just say Justin Tucker or whatever.
Tucker.
Yeah.
And this is another good one we can end on here. So what I say is, I know you pay for pussy, it's less trouble. And I'm with you. But I'll say this, I pay her to leave, not for the pussy.
That's facts. That is facts.
I pay her to leave. I ain't paying her for sex.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's the way that you justify it.
Yeah, exactly. That is
all right, before I get myself in trouble, we should probably end the show.
Yeah, before we get canceled, great show. I'll be live on my channel tomorrow, so go ahead and check that out. We will be live right back here tomorrow on 0 to 60. If you're watching, hit that like button, subscribe, and become a member of the Dungeon family today. We appreciate you watching. Great show on this fine Wednesday. Always entertaining and always fun. We'll see you on Friday. Enjoy